bounty hunter. They want to be able to get those kills, but between a Quap and a Razor, Newbee would definitely be taking the first step when it comes to...
Even after like 25 minutes, it's just, you don't ever want to go home. And sometimes Fade's going to force you to.
Yeah, right now, stalking out Faith, going to fight over this bounty rune, and Fade will be able to grab it. Not bad for the bounty hunter.
When I look at these two drafts, I think the two people I'm putting the most pressure on are going to be Faith on the Chen, so that he gets that quick momentum going that they kind of need with this draft. And then the Brewmaster to kind of hold back the momentum that Newbee are going to be going for. If he wins a couple of those first fights with the split, that might be enough to slow down this TA to the point where she's like fightable, essentially.
How do you feel about TA in general right now? She feels like a very niche pick in this current meta.
She's kind of...
Uh-oh, is Freeze in some trouble? That's a hasted up Kaka. They do have the telekinesis, and a first blood could fly early. It goes the way of SCCC on the Templar Assassin. Speak of the devil, Trent. There will be a TA. Definitely happy with that, and since Rubik was hasted up, doesn't have to waste much time. He just heads right back down to that bottom lane to babysit his Razor.
And what's really terrifying is the one thing about TA is you can catch up with Ancients. You know, you get a little behind, you just go over, you get some gold back for yourself, but he is definitely not behind. I mean, he is slaughtering here. 22 to 14.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start for this bounty hunter. Always one of the issues with a bounty draft. When is he going to find level 6? A nice deny on that Dark Troll Summoner up there. Going to find the advantage. It looks like it's VGJ Thunder. KP very low and will fall as the bounty hunter has that committed to this top lane. And now they're actually going to rotate the Rubik as well.
Wherever you got to go to get the kills.
And telekinesis onto Luna. KP goes charging in with the purification, and they've got a lot of follow-up damage. That thunderclap really helps the damage, and then that 3-second slow to boot. No getting away for the Moonrider. She takes a tumble.
Lane, this is more so what you're looking for is Mugi doing fairly well for himself, but probably still not as high as he'd like, but at least he is shutting down Yang, who again I think is the core hero.
A lane rotation from VGJ Thunder. Yang heads to the top lane. It's going to cost him his life straight away. The kinetic field from DDC won't be much help. Realizing that this Luna is getting pressured up top, they rotate Sylar to the...
Getting a lot of space mid too. Freeze has been forced in the jungle. He's getting lots of last hits there with the neutral camps, but TA still just mid. Pressuring and not really receiving any bounty hunter hate.
Yeah, now Mugi kind of gets left behind. He does have some support though, taking a lot of damage. On the run will fall to Freeze as Kaka reinitiates. They might be able to get the counter kill on the Shadow Fiend. He's getting so low, and a few more auto attacks will find it. Now Kaka moving into the tree line, turns to drop the damage onto Fade, and he finds it first! And the Hadouken will bring down DDC. It's out. The biggest disparity, Chen and Rubik farming alongside the cores right now, whereas the offlaner and both supports of VGJ Thunder kind of on food stamps at the moment. Now it's going to be Kaka that gets initiated on, but a turn telekinesis onto Sylar. It's a big commitment from Newbee. They kill Fade first, and the Luna able to survive thanks to a Hellbear Smasher as well as a Satyr Tormentor in the front line. That'll be another tier 1 tower down, and this dire map gets opened up a bit more as they rotate into the jungle. Up top indeed, Mugi popped by the Eclipse. Sylar will finally find a kill of his own. Then the turn commences. Freeze will be the second to fall, and Faith the one in the back line that keeps this steady.
Yeah, Kaka maybe even considering going with the salve there for a chance to survive, but...
Back into the game, Yang very low, almost dies there, but does survive. So close
now
to level 6.
Up here.
Freeze wrapping around the back line, KP looking for a TP home, but it won't happen. Stretch. They'll stay grouped up as a 5-man bundle, and the death ball continues here, Mr. Trempax.
Yeah, you know what feels awful when you're playing a bounty hunter? 5-man Dota. You know what? Eclipse isn't that great against 5-man Dota.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
Absolutely. VGJ Thunder lose another tier 2 tower.
They grab Fade in the back.
Yes, perhaps.
Easy.
They can get more. SCCC gets glimpsed back, but no, he'll be sent home and he'll be just fine. Mugi now the one under assault. Bruce split with a little bit of time left. But Newbee are just fine. All 4 heroes very healthy.
Oh, the chase after too. They've used the split already, and they're just going to run down VGJ.
You have Yang running low on options. He pops his stick charges, and it's a stolen split from the Rubik. Oh, that's a misplay, and now that Shadow Fiend caught by the Cyclone. It'll be the end of Freeze, and they set up a double for the Templar Assassin. Not a bad way to start things off. There is still a glyph for the Dire, but there's a smoke rotation on the back line. Yang going to go in first. He does have the Bruce split, and he's going to pop it. Decent static storm from the Disruptor. Requiem of Souls comes out, but Newbee still hanging on. Looks like they'll lose KP first as the Eclipse flies. Can they turn this or have Newbee going in too deep? Faith will be the second to fall. It's 2-0 for VGJ. Now TA desperately trying to make it back, but she turns onto Fade, drops some damage before the Aegis gets utilized. It's 3 down. and I think they'll be able to get this TA once more. Newbee do not have any way to finish him off, or to keep him alive.
Yeah, Chen dying so fast just cost them so much. There's no send back, and now with these tracks, baby, it's Bounty Hunter. He's in the game. We've seen it before. There's a chance, yeah, maybe it's going to cost DDC in the end. This will actually still be worth it, and he does go down. So Kaka continues.
Queen of the castle, however, her big beefy ancient stack has just been stolen by Newbee, so that will slow her down.
Oh yeah, that is pretty rough. And SCCC actually another one, but there's your little snipe there from Fade.
Very nice. That will happen, but small pick-me-up.
I favor VGJ Thunder a little bit in terms of lineups, but here we go again. On the Moogie.
Initiated on, Static Storm to follow up, but this time the Omni Knight able to heal him. They use the Cyclone, and Eclipse doesn't really do a hell of a lot.
Okay,
send back from Chen, but now KP in a lot of trouble. Repel, GA, and now the TP home, he makes it. It's tight, but he gets out. Shen, however, not going to be so lucky. And now on the other side, Newbee are the ones that have reinitiated. The Requiem comes out. Kaka and SCCC fall, but Freeze has to pay with his life. They isolate Faith, and again, it's a good fight for VGJ Thunder. The track gold adding up as they catch a glimpse onto Moogie. Oh, this Razor falls next, and it's Sylar with a double. This could be a tell as to where Newbee are lurking.
Oh, they're going to see him TPing, though.
And they've got the interrupt. There's the glimpse, the follow-up kinetic field, plenty of burst damage, and the Moogler gets finished off.
He did.
Smoke comes from Newbee. 3 of them in their own jungle, looking for a gank onto Freeze. He'll TP home.
He's
gonna get him. It'll be close, but there is a BKB and a Yule Scepter. Freeze will use the magic immunity. He's gonna try to turn this. Gets off the Requiem. The all heal does top them off as the Death Requiem after that. Roshan has respawned, by the way. Newbee with the trap in the pit. They see it straight away. They go in.
Yep. Oh, there's that courier.
But VGJ Thunder are right there. Oh, that's huge. And the BKB pieces.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't ferry a gem versus a bounty. Oh, he's going to have those wards.
And now VGJ Thunder, they are outside of the pit. They know exactly what's going on here, and they are ready to contest. Newbee could be in some trouble as Sylar pops the ultimate. DDC gets destroyed the other way, though.
Oh, but you can see the power of these BK. But you need a Vlad's and an AC. It's so much physical damage from the side of Newbee. Sylar just has to run.
Yeah, that was the stolen Eclipse from the Rubik, and now this Brewmaster going to be the one that gets left behind as his Earth Panda
and he
turns
gets
into a real
split
panda.
With the Aghanims.
To get off the Static Storm.
And Kaka, well, he's just walking in. Not going to split quite as early this time. He's not losing it like he was the previous time.
Yep, there's the Dire Glyph. They do have a buyback on the Brew, but of course no split, does not want to use it. Kaka in a very aggressive position. They just blink right in on the DDC. He's got the Ghost Scepter, and that buys him some time against the TA, but now the push will commence. Tier 3 tower down bottom, gets finished off, glimpse back onto KP, Static Storm, Kinetic Field, but he will survive through it. The stolen Brew split from Rubik also helping things out as VGJ Thunder desperately trying to hang on. Exposed Barracks starting to take some damage. Requiem comes with the BKB, but Freeze, he's getting low and he's relegated back to the well. Now Sylar, BKB on, tries to bring down Kaka, but a GA at the last second. They send back Kaka. He stays alive, and now Newbee need to make the retreat. An incredible play from the Omni Knight, but another glimpse will pull back Faith and secure a kill for VGJ Thunder.
Oh, they're all cracked up here.
The BKB from Moogie, the cheese, but also the Guardian Greaves from VGJ. They will finish off Razor, secure the high ground defense, and now they want more. SCCC able to blink home.
Yeah, they're trying to save
left behind.
But in the end, you're still giving away way too much going high ground. It's the exact same situation.
Oh, Fade, this courier's just respawned. He's going to get it again. Oh my God. Far too long, and now it's a nullifier.
They just smoked on a TA trap. SCCC looking to just pop it here. Nicely done.
Good high ground positioning, but his teammates still going to get caught out. Chen in the Cyclone, the follow-up Static Storm, Kinetic Field, Requiem, Fake Ball.
From DDC.
Able to turn the other way. The Lucid Beams are flying all over, and it looks like Rubik's is doing some decent return damage, but they'll still lose the TA Aegis. And now Moogie, BKB expires, he falls, Kaka to boot. It's VGJ Thunder all day. They've got to be happy with that.
You can't get caught here. He just was stuck in the trees, waiting to help his team. He had the pipe ready. No. He had the repel, but he didn't have GA. Couldn't feel like he could jump it, and now he ends up getting caught by the Storm Panda on the way out. Tracked down and dead. Triple kill for Sylar, who is gone.
Didn't really do much.
Unbelievable. I mean, you're wondering, like, when are they actually going to start pressing forward, though? They've wiped them a couple times when it's Newbee getting aggressive, but now VGJ Thunder, they have fully come back. They obliterate this tower, and the racks are soon to follow here. SCCC, where's your BKB at? Way to go!
Gonna have to wait another 50 seconds for that one to come back. Mid lane to Barracks fall. There are tier 2s in top and bottom, so Newbee doing a lot of damage, and they're just gonna head right up to this tier 3. There is no glyph available for Newbee. They do have a couple of buybacks.
Split a bit here with S-Triple-C.
Razor and TA, the only two with buyback right now. Tier 3 falls. The push comes so fast from VGJ Thunder. Top lane, S-Triple-C just tickling that tower. The glyph comes out.
Yeah, they're not going to get anyone for it either.
Yeah, just going to Kaka, hoping to catch somebody, but will not be there. Also, Bounty Hunter with a gem in tow. Glimpse onto Kaka, kinetic field to follow up. But right now, VGJ Thunder a little hesitant to initiate. No, they jump in, Repel comes, but it's not enough. Moogie with the BKB on, he's just getting clicked down. GA will keep him alive, but the cavalry is here. The Omni Knight gets isolated, Moogie gets trapped up, the Requiem flies, KP will be the next to fall. S-Triple-C doing what damage he can with that BKB, but his teammates are getting obliterated, and that's it! Good game gets called! VGJ Thunder absolutely destroy game number 1 against Newbee with an impeccable high ground defense and then unrelenting pressure of their own.
That wrap.
Very important. We saw how Templar Assassin fared last game, so I'm not feeling too confident about that.
Able to counter-initiate and does a surprising amount of return damage. Now Kaka's the one that needs to be a little careful. The Sand King is out of regen, and now the roll forward. They're actually going to catch him. He does not have a Burrow Strike, and Yang will draw the first blood with a level 2 Purification on top of his Earth Spirit. Nice draw there.
Yeah, really greedy to stick around there because he's trying to hope to set up a first blood. I'm sure on the Yi to be careful. Kind of keeps Fade down here too, right? He's not rotating mid or anything because he just wants to make sure he can save his Omni Knight if they go on him.
Now Kaka, Yang is out of mana. He's got a couple of stick charges. He just uses Purification. Moogie low on mana himself, but stick charges are there. Rocket Barrage doing a lot of damage. They may just settle for the Earth Spirit, and indeed they do. That ties it up 1-1, and all the while up top, DDC will actually...
The perfect TA game. Like, how do you lose that game? Honestly, they're so far ahead. Every tower is gone. The only way you lose it is, well, you make the mistake, you know? And so now this time they're not going to be able to enable S-Triple-C nearly as much. And going to have to rely way more on stacks instead of tower gold.
Another initiation onto Yang, but there's the counter from DDC and Fade. They roll in onto Kaka. Yang getting very low, but the repel enough to save him. The auto attacks are there, and Moogie catches him. They get a double as Winter Wyvern rotates in. Somehow Kaka...
It's a tough life.
Sure is. DDC able to TP home. He survives from that onslaught, and now down bottom, they turn their sights onto Yang. It's an early repel. He does not have a TP for another 30. There will be a Purification, but 3-on-1, not much the Omni Knight can do. They should be able to chase him down here. Splinter Blast comes, and a few more auto attacks from Moogie will secure the kill as the Dire Glyph...
Better options, so it will indeed just be neutrals for him.
Fade up on the high ground. He might get sandwiched here, and Kaka gonna come in. He's also level 5. Burrow Strike to start. The roll gets intercepted, and Fade will be locked on the high ground.
Go for the neutrals.
VGJT will not be able to support.
He's really confident in his abilities or something there. Didn't go for the denies. Nah, I can get out of here.
Yeah, it's a triple stack of Ancients there as well. He probably would have been denied while mid. S-Triple-C tries to put pressure on this tower, but Yang will TP in and does have DDC nearby. The counter initiates. Sylar finishes off that tier 1 down bottom. Will Newbee be able to find this trade? There is a Dire Glyph, so maybe baiting this out. Kaka on the front lines, has a stun and a lot of stick charges available. But
trying to be careful this glimpse.
Oh, there's the glimpse onto Moogie. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, and this Gyrocopter's in a lot of trouble. Earth Spirit comes rolling in, but Winter's Curse breaks up the fight. And Kaka gets a follow-up stun, but it goes the other way. He gets blown up. KP gets off the split, now putting territory, but not finding the opening they were looking for.
Getting some wards down, though.
That's true. Very impressive wards. Plateau, and then right next to it, outside of that hard camp. Fade could still be in some trouble here. Kaka connects with the stun. The follow-up is inbound, but Shadow Fiend will TP in.
He's no help here, though.
Probably TPing into a sticky situation. There's the Winter's Curse. Will lock him down after the repel flies. Not going to be able to save the Earth Spirit, but they will save this tower. Now they glimpse back Faith. Nice cold embrace, buys him a little bit of time, but just sets up for some shadow raises. His team leaves him high and dry, 7-3.
Been paid to S-Triple-C. Has his Blink Dagger eyeing up into his Desolator.
And also, as that was happening, space created for Sylar. He finishes off that tier 1 tower mid, so again, opening up that Newbee jungle just a little bit, and possibly making these rotations somewhat easier for VGJ Thunder. Up in the top lane, damage onto Yang and some counter damage onto Kaka, but both sides playing this game of chicken as they retreat and then counter initiate. TA drops the trap and Omni pretty low on options, has a couple of stick charges and a GA, won't be able to use the ultimate. That's enough here. Yeah, Yang hoping for a deny after that glyph, but homing missile comes in, he sees how much Newbee commit to this, and we'll just head back. This is all 5 of Newbee now charging up the mid lane.
This looks familiar.
Yeah. Flashbacks to last game. VGJ Thunder, though, they are ready for this. Witcher Wyvern flies over the tree line, jumps in, drops the ult onto Disruptor, and the follow-up is going to be there. DDC dies first, nice. Lycan dies shortly after. It's a quick twofer, and now the Bruce Split wants to find another. Fade caught by the Cyclone. This will be the setup, and the follow-up is here. TA trap comes down. Nice kick. Decent repel from Yang, and Fade will actually be able to survive this. Nice support. Okay, Wyvern a little bit low on mana, but does have some stick charges.
See Kaka.
Roche relatively low on HP, but now the Winter's Curse comes. Lycan the target of choice, but he does survive through it. Still could be a fight for VGJ as the GA gets popped. Kaka on the run, but the roll across. Ice Cube will buy him a little bit of time, but the inevitable is done as Moogie on the backside now getting isolated. It's a buyback from Kaka. Newbee really want to defend this, but a double from Sylar. Beautiful stun from Kaka. Stops the big bad wolf as he heads to retreat and loses the shapeshift. Now KP on the backside, 30 seconds until ult. He's going to get glimpsed back right into the fray, but he has support, and Newbee will hold. Now the stun forward onto Yang. It could be turned again, and Kaka, it's a dieback on the Sand King. Gets off an epicenter, but it just
1 second.
But they don't have Winter's Curse this time. So not having both those ultimates makes this so hard to commit to. And with Lycan, Roche falls quickly. They will grab the Aegis onto Freeze. Initiation onto Faith. Glimpse, Static Storm. Nope, that's a kinetic field. My bad. But Faith still falls. I got a little too excited there, Trent. I got to rein myself in.
The Wyvern's not that important.
KP jumps in. There's the Bruce Split you were talking about. They're going in onto the Lycan. The Omni Knight gets isolated so that he can't heal, but Sylar still alive. SCCC jumps in and they bring him down. Freeze needs to be a little careful here, but remember, he does have the Aegis. DDC getting focused by the TA. Fade.
Oh, nice
beautiful
kick
stun on 3, and that sets it up for Freeze to bring down Moogie. Now Kaka gets a stun on 3, sets it up the other way for SCCC, and they will find the Aegis. Another one of these chaotic fights, but it's Newbee that comes out big.
Look out.
Big damage on the Yang. Another awesome stun from the Sand King, and it's going to be a full 5-man wipe and then some. A triple kill for the TA.
For Newbee, looked like they were going to take that one, and you know, the only thing that could have gone wrong with that Aegis really was going too early, which they did, before all the cooldowns were back. They tried to play a bit aggressive, all for just a Wyvern as SCCC gets a little bit more doing stuff with it. You want to go into structures using it, you want to have the Siege Engine hero that you want them to cast all their spells on to waste that Aegis, but that's gone for both lineups now, so it's going to be really awkward skirmishes.
Well, hello Kaka. He's going to break the smoke from VGJ Thunder. It'll cost him as this build from Yang. He's picked up early Guardian Greaves, that's not so surprising, but now right into the Aghanim Scepter as well. Maybe we'll hold that thought as Kaka initiated on by Sylar. The repel going to keep him safe from the stun, and of course that Necrobook level 3 Aghanim Scepter game that we were thinking.
Yeah, this makes more sense, right? But just because like he has no defensive supports and he doesn't really have a nice jump in.
Smoke gets broken in the mid lane. They're going to go in onto the Disruptor. The call down gets queued, and Yang will be the one taking most of the damage. But Freeze gets the repel, tries to go in on the Moogie. That forces his BKB. Sylar. Now the GA comes out to save Sylar, and VGJ Thunder are in full retreat. Shapeshift to try to make the run home. Yang going to be the one that gets left behind. Fade trying to save his healer. There will be a repel. Maybe this is enough. Does not stop him from the Desolator, but a stun on 2 will. Now Freeze on the backside looking for Moogie as Sylar reinitiates. That should be the end of the Gyrocopter. They've already lost faith, and now it's Freeze that's taking the damage. Another big stun from this Earth Spirit. They're lacking detection right now. They don't have it. They dust. SCCC gets obliterated. It's VGJ.
Well, there's Necro 3. They've already taken out a couple TA traps, some sentries, the Observer that was placed down in the mid lane, and that's why you look.
Yang, he is in a pretty awkward position. They'll deploy the Winter's Curse to find this kill. He tried the Repel TP rather, and this time it's not going to happen. Follow-up stun and no deny from the neutrals, those Centaurs.
The omniscience. It'd be very angry in terms of like getting you motivated for the day, I feel like.
Kind of millennial TV network. DDC sends the glimpse onto KP and actually forces out that BKB as they secure the kill. So 10-second charge down. The Troll Summoner going to kind of block Moogie there, but I doubt they noticed it. And VGJ seem to be suspicious. They're just going to TP home. DDC gets caught in the tree line though, pops a glimpse, but he will be the one that gets left behind. But failed gank attempt for Newbee.
Yeah, they might try and set something up here if they're a little greedy on Kaka. Yeah, they're going. Freeze wants it.
Sets it up. There's the Requiem follow-up roll, but Ice Cube, and now the winner's curse fades. The one that gets turned on is Shadow Fiend, lays into him. Newbee strike right back. They still lose Kaka, but well worth it to grab 2 on the side of VGJT. Realizing how easy it is to get caught out, creating this like kind of stalemate, almost game of chicken effect, where both teams are looking at each other with wards and gems, saying, "Haha, you've lost vision, and I will now farm."
And, you know, for old Freeze here, he bought that Shadow Blade, felt like he never even had to use it.
Yeah, I mean, he's used it almost defensively. We've seen a couple times where it's allowed him to get away, but yeah, definitely one of those games where
so much 5-man Dota. Kaka just goes in.
3 stun from Kaka. Now the follow-up BKB from KP. They jump in onto the Earth Spirit, but there's the GA. They're going to try to focus down the Omni, but the Winner's Curse just comes down a little too late. Sylar having trouble sticking onto a target, but now he's found a Static Storm, Kinetic Field, Mugi, Kaka down, and SCCC in trouble. He'll get blown up, and it's Newbee that are in big trouble. Faith trying to TP, that won't happen, and now the Brew Split will expire, and KP, the last survivor of Newbee, will limp away to the top lane, but the Glimpse will ensure the kill. This is going to be a full 5-man wipe for VGJ Thunder.
Well, they tried and tried. They hunt.
It seemed like that GA was just perfectly timed, though. Faith wanted to get that counter initiation. He used the Winner's Curse on Omni Knight, but the GA had already come out, so the damage was done, and that's what allowed VGJ to turn this. Lycan has a double damage rune on now. They kill the tier 3 tower. The Cliff's already been used. 2 buybacks have been burned by Newbee, but it will not be enough to save this mid lane of Barracks. VGJ Thunder want more. They force a 3rd buyback, but another beautiful stun from Kaka on 3. BKB from Freeze Pop. Lycan, now the Winner's Curse comes. It's going to lock him down, but very minimal damage. He pops his own BKB, and he wants to fight.
He does so much
hits
damage.
Hard. SCCC dies through the BKB. It's a dieback on the TA, and now Mugi could be in trouble himself. Sylar getting low, but he's able to run back to safety. Still finding a kill on Kaka with all of his summons. This is so bad for Newbee. They'll hold on in the bottom lane, but now they're getting pulled pretty far out of the base.
DDC's still behind with the
around the backside. He's got the ultimate, but he also has a gem. He glimpses back Mugi, and he survives. It's going to cost Mugi his life, and now a triple kill for Sylar. Storm Panda goes down, and it's just a little baby Earth Panda.
How about those
They're going for tier 4s, baby. They are all in track.
Howl hawking as well, the damage to Kaka being driven back. I don't think they can stop this.
There's the stun onto Fade, and this is the Lycan effect right now. He has no BKB, but he's got to repel. There are no buybacks, TA up soon, but the GA for good measure. It's VGJ Thunder that take it. What an upset, 2-0 over Newbee, a series we thought might go to the stretch, a series where Newbee were the favorites, and it's VGJ that's